The Crow City of Angels is about a father and a son in the wrong place at the wrong time, get themselves killed by a group of people. The father gets resurrected to get revenge, more for the son than for himself. Hey everybody, how you doing out there? Well, I'm doing the second Crow movie and the last one that actually made it on the big screen back in 1996 before we get this newest one that's coming out August 23rd. Now, I've seen this movie twice, including this viewing, and I actually will say the first time I was not a big fan of it like a lot of people were. Am I a fan of it at all this time around? Well, stay tuned. So going with the likes, the first thing I want to throw out is it's really cool to see singer-actor Iggy Pop in this movie. Getting Iggy Pop to be in a Crow movie, play a bad guy, and I think he does okay for what we actually get from there. Now, forgive me for not remembering this actress's name, but she was actually the Yellow Ranger in the Power Rangers TV show. She plays a bad guy in this movie here too, so it's actually great seeing her. And then we're going to go on to the actor who plays the Crow, Vincent Perez. I think this guy does the best that he actually can do that is not Brandon Lee. Now, the nice thing is it's a different character. They were smart enough not to kind of continue the Brandon Lee character, Eric Draven, with a different actor, since unfortunately Brandon Lee passed away while being on the set of the first Crow. So this guy plays a character named Ash, and as I mentioned is that he dies. He loses his son. He comes back here to try to get revenge and take out the people that actually took him out. I think his acting was really good. I actually did enjoy most of his dialogue. He even had some good humor in this here. I actually laughed a decent amount. Now, this movie is not really an action comedy. It's more action drama. But whatever humor we actually got, like I said, it actually did really work for me. Plus, the guy actually knows how to do magic. Unfortunately, that is all I really actually have in the likes. And moving on to the dislikes, the first thing I gotta throw out, very obvious, is that this sequel is a huge step down from the original. I don't think any sequel or the remake is going to ever actually touch that first movie with Brandon Lee, which more likely would make sense. All I really wanted from this sequel was just to be entertained, and unfortunately they really failed on that, no matter if it was the actors, if it was the director, the script. I did not like the story. I thought it was stupid as hell. Bad dialogue. Other than the Crow, everybody else in this movie had bad dialogue. I didn't really like the narrative for most of these people. The script felt like it needed a lot more rewrites. One thing that doesn't make any sense to me was that the father who gets resurrected, with the Crow, this was kind of a strange one, where the first one made a whole lot of sense. This one really made zero sense to me, because, how was the Crow supposed to kind of get to this father where his dead body was? You've seen the movie, you get it. I just don't want to spoil it, even though it's at the very beginning of the movie, maybe the first 15 minutes. There's a character in here named Sarah. Now, this is actually supposed to be the same character from the very first Crow, which I forgot to mention. She was really good in the first Crow movie. I think she was pre-teens. In this one, she's probably late teens, maybe early 20s. She's a tattoo artist. She's wasted in this. It felt like that she had almost nothing to really do in this movie, and that was very disappointing. I thought maybe a little bit more, maybe she'll do the same thing that she did as the kid actress, but she did not. When it comes to the villains, especially the henchmen and the henchwomen, none of them are memorable. I don't even really remember their deaths, unfortunately, because I feel like that. I'm like, oh, I think this one died this way, and it turned out it was actually a different villain who died that way, and I forget how the other one went. So unfortunately, it just felt like that all these villains were interchangeable, especially when it came to deaths. They all acted kind of the same to a point there. They were all just pretty much pissed off characters because the Crow did something earlier into the movie by killing one of them, and did something kind of in a warehouse, and It was just like, oh, okay. You get to the main villain that you're expecting to be really good and maybe someone who can actually go toe to toe with the Crow. And unfortunately, he was just dull as fuck. He was one of these characters I like to call the old man behind the desk, just telling other people what to do. I mean, God, he even seemed like there were times that he not really whispered, but the way that he would talk, you know, it didn't seem like that he was ever like pissed off, like that he tried to always be calm throughout this entire movie. And I'm just like, that doesn't seem like what a true villain should do, even in this kind of world. They do have a lot of horrible and crappy CGI in this movie, where I don't remember if the first one ever had any CGI. If they actually did, I did not like recognize anything that looked, you know, out of place, that it felt like, oh, that doesn't look real kind of thing. But this one, they had a decent amount of it, which really, really sucked. And then the final dislike is gotta be the kills. As I mentioned with the villains and even any of the innocent people, I thought the kills were very, very weak in this movie. The Crow City of Angels, I'm going to go 1 out of 4 stars. Have you seen this movie? Do you agree with me? Are you very disappointed with this sequel here too? What is your opinion about part 3 and part 4 without going into spoilers? I want to kind of know what I'm actually walking into if you have seen those ones. And thank you guys so much for watching this review. I will see you guys in the next one.